put it good. I'm banging the diamonds up against that wood. I put us down the half, no, I'm looking good. I'm banging the diamonds up against that wood.
I flip through the air, you know I'm looking tight. These jealous haters looking at me in my car so shy. Wanna take my life and wanna jack, but I see all through that. Never let these misfigures take what's mine, hater, never do that. Who say he going through a thing when y'all ain't never lied? I got a baby, but his mama act like he ain't mine. Wicked women using children to live on. Wanna hurt and try to hate, cause she know the thrill is gone. Say man, I stopped smoking with haters back in 94. But fools be thinking that a sweet gon' get them through my door. And haters like to talk about you in a safe place. I know cause he can't look me out of eye when he in my face. Now listen to my pitch and see if you feel what I mean. Player, I ride dirty every day, but still I shine so clean. Glitter and gleam ain't all what it look like. So I keep clanging out here swinging, trying to live my life.
I put us down the half, no, I'm looking good. I'm banging the diamonds up against that wood. I put us down the half, no, I'm looking good. I'm banging the diamonds up against that wood. I put us down the half, no, I'm looking good. I'm banging the diamonds up against that wood. I put us down the half, no, I'm looking good. I'm banging the diamonds up against that wood. I put us down the half.
See these people in days go and come. So for me just to wake, I know I'm blessed. I grab my sense and split my sister with my thumb. Some of my sweets be tight, now some of my sweets be crowed off. But all my sweets gon' burn, so all always get blowed off. I showed out today and didn't fall prey to none of that pistol play. But who is to say tomorrow they won't be blasting this away? Puff is bliss of hate, still upset about the drama here. At this time of year, I'm wiping away my dead homie's mama tear. But naturally, you know them laws is always after me. So I have to be up in that manner on that 503. I'm living dastardly, must be all about survival. G, these haters passing me. Streets just keep on getting live with me. They say there has to be another way, but I ain't feeling that. Wanna steal elect, in my wig they wanna peel it back, but still the fact remains it's all about the cane, swinging bang. Peace to ESG and all the victims of the game, man.
No, I'm looking good. I'm banging the diamonds up against that wood. I put us down the half, no, I'm looking good. I'm banging the diamonds up against that wood. I put us down the half, no, I'm looking good. I'm banging the diamonds up against that wood. I put us down the half, no, I'm looking good. I'm banging the diamonds up against that wood.
I'm flipping through PA, I'm trying to see some good, but everything is still the same in my neighborhood. People cry when you up and smile when you down, and when you change for the better, shy fools stop coming around. I see the jealousy and hating and the wicked ways. We all our children praising paper, smoking our life away. Got to the point where I could not decipher day from night. She say she love me, but all we do not is fuss and fight. My conscience mess with me so much that I can't eat or sleep. The other side of selling dope and out there running the streets. And even though I'm gaining street fame, coming from this rap game, lust for thinking and compulsive drinking is a normal thing. Some get erased and misplaced, trying to win the race. Some try to hold on to their place by smoking wet lace. But sick drugs and plastic thugs ain't gon' change the hood. I'm smoking skunk and popping the trunk to make me feel good.
I put us down the half, no, I'm looking good. I'm banging
I'm smoking skunk and popping the trunk to make me feel good.
I put us down the half, no, I'm looking good. I'm banging the diamonds up against that wood. I put us down the half, no, I'm looking good. I'm banging the diamonds up against that wood. I put us down the half, no, I'm looking good. I'm banging the
diamonds up against that wood. So
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Hit Zone with your hosts, J Hits and C Rob. Sit back, grab yourself a drink, and let's talk sports.
Hello, everyone. It's your boy, Jay Hits.
Now I'm C Rob.
And together, we're the Hit Zone. We're just two homeboys talking sports. Yo, C Rob, man, before we get started, like always, bro, it's a few things we got to get out the way. First, man, we want to dedicate this podcast and all our podcasts to our truck drivers going up and down the road, delivering us our goods. Without you, we won't be able to do what we do.
Yes, sir. Appreciate y'all. Please stay safe out there.
And also, like always, bro, I got to ask you before we get started, man, what are you drinking tonight, my guy?
Official drink of the Hit Zone, bro. As always.
No doubt about it. See, Rob, man, it was a pretty good week, bro, for a lot of sports things going on around our area. One thing, Texas Longhorns had their spring game.
Yes, sir.
Some nice surprises came out that game, man. I'm sure we're going to have a lot to talk about when it comes to the spring game. Also, man, you got NBA playoffs. They firing up, man. You got teams in the first round. Discuss some of those things, man. And also, hey, man, those Texas Rangers, bro. We said at the beginning of the season, man, Texas Rangers spent some money. They might be trying to do something this year, man.
So it feels different.
Yeah, different. Got rid of their manager. I mean, their GM and the John Daniels and hey, man, look like it was a good move so far.
So far, so good, man. Real proud of their effort right now, man. What you want to get into first, though, Hits?
Well, this is the Hit Zone, and like always, man, we're gonna discuss some Cowboys. Even though the Cowboys not making much news, man, but we got to do it. It's a tradition at this point, bro.
Ain't nobody calling me, texting me, paging me, asking me, are you still involved? Calling me, texting me, paging me, asking me, am I still involved? Y'all usually check on me. Listen. I'm still involved. Hey! Woo! Abortion. Hey! I'm still involved. Oh! I'm still them boy. I'm still involved.
When he hit that high note, bro.
Hey, he gets it, don't he? He get it up there, right?
Sure.
But when it comes to the Cowboys, man, pretty much, like I say, the news is pretty dead right now. There was a rumor going around, man. I just wanted to run it by you, see what your thoughts on this. It said that the Cowboys, if they weren't able to get the running back they was, targeting, which a lot of us around here seem to think is Bijan Robinson. That's what we seem to think. But they say if not, they could do a draft day deal with the Tennessee Titans and get King Henry. What's your thoughts on King Henry coming to the boys?
Bro, I love Derrick Henry. My opinion, he's still the most dominant running back in the league. He still got it. But I ain't trying to take on no salary, man. At the end of the day, if we don't get Bijan, we can get somebody that can play, that can get behind his line and do some things. So, hey man, if Bijan falls to us at 26, hey, great. Or like I keep telling you, in the area. If you get to 21, 22, we should be making some phone calls. But hey, if that doesn't happen, there's a lot of solid backs out there that's still available in the second and third round. So much as I love Derrick Henry, man, I wouldn't be too happy about that. What you think?
Yeah, I'm there with you, man. And he's kind of getting a history of injuries too. So
Yeah.
this is the point of a running back's career where you start really breaking down. So yeah, I will probably, wouldn't want to see it unless he gets out there, he goes into free agency and no one's offering him a contract and he's just trying to, get on with a playoff bound team. Then maybe I'll kick the tires then. But no, I'm not into, giving Derrick Henry a contract. I'm not into getting no running backs a contract. Even Tony Pollard, if he ball out this year, man, if we can't get him under front, now you don't want to give him that second franchise tag. So,
No.
hey, I move on. Especially if we draft somebody we feel like that guy can take on the load. I would move on from Tony Pollard, man. Just running backs is just not that type of position of importance in the NFL at this point. That's why I'm hoping Bijan will fall to us at 26. You know, other teams might not feel that high on the running back position and allow him to slip. That's the only reason I can see him slipping, because most people, even what's his name, the draft guru, Kyle, what's it, Kuiper?
Yeah,
Mel Kiper. Yeah, he has Bijan as the second best player in the draft. So
man. A lot of folks, they're gonna hear us talking like we've had enough shows to where they know how we feel about the running back position. What I'll say and why I say my issue with running backs is I don't mind drafting. If he's a great player, in my opinion, like Bijan is, I don't mind drafting, especially in the first round, because you get 5 years. It's a 5-year deal, and you can still franchise him after that. So you can get 6 or 7 years off of without having to give him a new contract. My issue with running backs is the second contract. So if you telling me I can get that type of talent and have him here for 5, 6, 7 years locked in, I'm good with it, man. Just my issue is the second deal, the second contract. That's what sucked about Ezekiel Elliott, was the second deal.
Yeah.
He did his thing in his first contract. It was the second contract that wasn't worth it.
And then they paid him early. They paid him 2 years early. That was just dumb.
Because he held out.
Dumb. Yeah.
And I hope they learned that lesson. If a running back hold out, all right.
Okay.
And draft one, every other year if you got to.
And if you recall, when he was holding out, that's when they had Tony Pollard on. Then they draft Tony Pollard that year. So yeah, a year before.
They didn't know what they had then. They didn't know what they had in Tony Pollard then.
Yeah,
they should know now.
No doubt. Well, that's all I have, really, man. With Cowboys, like I say, they ain't really making much news, man. Everything is quiet out there in Frisco at this point. But we do have some NFL news, if you don't mind. Speaking of the draft, since we on that thing, these are the mark quarterbacks right now. They got Bryce Young at number 1, CJ Stroud at number 2, Anthony Richardson is the third quarterback, Hendon Hooker 4, and Will Levi is 2. Well, is 5th. With this list, do you see anything that would you move someone above one of the other players, or do you think this is pretty much spot on as far as the way the draft is going to go this year?
Man, I'm still. First off, Bryce Young, we saw firsthand what that young man's capable of. When he drove Bama downfield against Texas, that really impressed me.
Yeah,
that really impressed me. I know he's a shorter guy, but that dude's a winner. We've seen him do it on the biggest stages. He is, in my opinion, he should be the number 1 pick. Hearing a lot of noise about CJ Stroud, hearing a lot of negative noise about how well he takes to coaching. Basically, that he doesn't believe the coaches what they tell him. Like he might know better than them. And I don't know if that's just smoke. People trying to throw some shade in order for him to fall, in their direction. But it's weird. I'm hearing think he was supposed to go to the Manning Academy, and then he flaked out. And those type of things don't look good pre-draft. So I'm not certain about him. I still say this: he's a great player. But I'll also say this about him: it's easy to look great when you're throwing to those receivers he had at Ohio State.
Yeah, you got to take
he's
that into consideration.
Throwing the first round picks. Like all the top 3 receivers for Ohio State are first round picks. Richardson, man, you know you got on me a few weeks ago when I was talking to you about Hendon Hooker. I'm a big time Hendon Hooker fan. I like what Tennessee did last year, and you said he's a project.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, man. Anthony Richardson is a project. He's a project, and man, you gonna use a top 10 pick on him? I mean, he has a lot of upside, no doubt about it. His ceiling, his ceiling is the roof, but his floor, I feel like he might hang around his floor for a while before he gets things going.
Yeah.
So if he was there at 26, I'd be like, that's something to think about. But as a top 5 pick, man, I wouldn't be able to do it. And then, hey, Will Levis, hey man, he might surprise me. A lot of folks compare him to Buffalo's quarterback. He might surprise me, but I was never really impressed watching him, to be honest.
I don't even think I saw a game of him. I didn't even know who he was. Another thing that stands out on this list with me is they're all black quarterbacks, bro, except Will. You know, let's show you what the NFL kind of changing. We had 2 black quarterbacks in the Super Bowl, and now the projected top 4 quarterbacks in the NFL draft are all black. So
that's amazing, man. You know what? You just got to say we've come a long way.
No doubt about it.
We've come a very long way from Warren Moon and Doug Williams.
No doubt. And speaking of those quarterbacks, man, Jalen Hurts made history, bro. He's the highest paid NFL quarterback, highest paid player, period, at this point. He signed an extension with the Eagles for 5 years, $255 million, and that's $179.3 million guaranteed. Hey, deserve, man. Get your money, young man.
Yes, sir. If anybody thinks we're going to come on here and hate on Jalen Hurts, sorry to disappoint you, man. He's from the great state. Just seeing where he came from, man. This dude got benched in the national championship game. This dude got benched and could have quit. Could have just been like, man, I guess it ain't for me. And now he's the highest paid player in the league. You got to give it up to him. That's a props to him and the hard work that he done put in, man. And hey, man, God bless him. God bless him. Congratulations. And I hope we sweep you next year and y'all don't make the playoffs. But hey, congratulations on securing the bag, though, my guy. Congrats, man.
And hey, one thing about it, man, hey, you got that bread, man. They gave it to you. But the talent around you starts slipping when they pay you that much. So that's one of the things we're gonna have to keep an eye on with that. And speaking of quarterbacks, man, also Ryan Rappaport is reporting that the Ravens have offered Lamar Jackson a contract that has $200 million guaranteed, bro. And some are saying that he's close to signing. If he turns that down, he need to fire his agent, and I think his agent is his mom. And yeah, he need to fire her and pick up another agent, bro. What's your thoughts on this,
bro? Yeah, I don't see the years on here. That would be my only question because it says here he was offered $200 million guaranteed, and then he was also offered a shorter deal with 133 guaranteed. So it makes you ask the question, the shorter is for 133. So are they what they offer him, like 6 or 7 years for 200 million? Like what's going on here? So I go ahead.
Yeah, but it's all about that guaranteed money with NFL too. So it's like if they offer you 6-7 year deal, that can always be renegotiated at some point in that contract. If you get 200 million, dog, guaranteed, you take that, bro. You take that.
Let me ask you, if they offered him a 10-year, $200 million deal, he should take that.
Ain't that what you got? What's the Kansas City Chief?
Patrick Mahomes got I think a $500 million 10-year deal.
Okay. Well, 500 million, 10 years, and 5 years at 200 million. He's still a little under, but I don't think he's Patrick Mahomes neither. So I might take that, bro.
It's interesting. It's interesting to look at. I'm looking forward to seeing how it shakes out, man.
Yeah,
Because I really feel like they've been kind of honing him around, man.
no doubt.
You know, Daniel Jones done got paid, bro. Daniel Jones and Jalen Hurts done got paid, and this dude's just still sitting here waiting on his bag, man. Good quarterbacks are hard to find, bro. Dynamic quarterbacks are even harder to find. And this dude's dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
If I was him, I'd hold him.
And then you look at another rumor that's coming out. They say DeAndre Hopkins is rumored to be going to Baltimore along with LBJ. So if they sign him, man, that's pretty good, bro. That's good.
Oh yeah. All of a sudden, they would have given this man weapons. And hey, if they get D Hop, then what I just said, then I'd be like, oh, okay, you get an opportunity to put tape with good players.
Yeah.
So if I was him, then I'd take, you know what, let me get this shorter deal for the 133. So
I tell you this, if I was the 40
quarterback,
I tell you this, if I'm the 49ers, I'm on the phone. I'm on the phone with Baltimore, bro. I'm on the phone.
Why?
Well, they trying to shop. What's the quarterback they just drafted?
Yeah, because of Brock Purdy.
Brock Purdy, man, you seen the cast that he got on his arm?
It's
it's a robotic looking cast, dude. I don't think that dude is going to come back to the same Brock Purdy.
Yeah, he got like Tommy John surgery, right?
Say, bro, that's not good. So
no, it's not.
if I'm the 49ers, I'm either calling Green Bay for Aaron Rodgers, or I'm calling Baltimore for Lamar Jackson. Because the 49ers, they get any type of quarterback play to that caliber, they're gonna win 2 or 3 Super Bowls in a row.
You ain't lying, bro. You ain't lying about that. That would be you talking about a power shift. If they made that deal, that'd be like huge power shift, and everybody like they probably like the favorites anyway, or co-favorites with the Eagles to make it out of the NFC anyway.
But the NFC is just like the quarterback play in the NFC is very down right now.
Yes.
So if you can get one of these top quarterbacks in the NFC, bro, you're going to be ahead of the game. Even with the Cowboys, man. The Cowboys, I mean, I like Dak. Dak, we're going to see how he come back with his injury, with the thumb and stuff. I think a lot of that had to do with it. But if the Cowboys had Aaron Rodgers, hey, man.
Yeah.
Hey, man. That's going to be the key in the NFC this year is quarterback play. Which one of these mediocre quarterbacks is going to come out and play well next year?
Yep.
That's what it's going to boil down to.
Yeah, you're right. Man. Who can stay healthy?
That's it. In other free agency news, man, rumor has it that the Steelers are trying to trade for Allen Robinson from the Rams. They say pretty much it's a done deal. It's pending a physical. Do that excite you a little bit with the Steelers and what they bringing to the table?
Nah, bro. not even a little bit, bro. Not even a little bit. I got some Steelers fans. We could ask. I wish. Hey, Mark, where you at? Does that move the needle at all, bro? And on the outside looking in, if I'm a Steelers fan, I'm like, wait a minute. So the Cowboys got Brandon Cooks. Baltimore got OBJ. They talking about getting D Hop. And this what we doing? Hey, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, all right. Whatever, man. Hey, Steelers aren't competing this year anyway. So it is what it is. That's your guy? That's your guy, Keith?
Shout out to Keith, man. Appreciate you joining the show, my brother.
What up, man? Let him retire gracefully. Hey, that's a good point. Is this dude retiring or is he going to the Jets?
I know. What's up with that deal?
We hear about that like a month and a half, 2 months ago.
Aaron Rodgers has been weird ever since he did that ayahuasca. It's been a little too weird to me, man.
It's been weird ever since he won the Super Bowl. I don't know what's going on with that, man. But hey, if I'm a Steelers fan, I'm not hype at all about that, man.
Yeah. Well, see, Rob, that's all I got, man, for us NFL and the Cowboys.
So you got
News, yes, sir. I'm sure we got.
Well,
we
I do
discuss some
got
real-
some, bro.
I know.
You know, there was a football game this weekend that we both checked out, man.
And here we go. Spring game about to get underway.
The mindset is to come out and put a show on for the fans.
Coach.
2023 spring game is underway. Viewers going deep down the field. Worthy hangs on.
Hands to C.J. Baxter for the touchdown.
Who says it's just a spring game?
Oh my goodness.
There's the dump off to Kai Woods. Cuts back. Blue with plenty of running room. Sprinting through the defense. Oh, the number of defenders. And Jaden Blue is in for the touchdown.
It's a what a leaping catch by A.D. Mitchell. Touchdown to the right. That's climbing the ladder.
Oh, J-Win, Jordan Whittington. Murphy heaving it down the field. It's caught by Jonte Cook, and he's off to the races.
Longhorn Nation, just want to thank y'all for coming out. It's a heck of a turnout. Look forward to seeing you here in the fall. Hook 'em horns.
So yeah, that video was courtesy of Texas Athletics. Texas Longhorn football, definitely appreciate that. And this is what stood out. First off, it was weird that Robert Griffin III was calling that game, calling the spring game for the Longhorns. But this was his quote here. This was his quote, bro. This is the most arm talent Texas has had in their quarterback room in school history. Quinn Ewers cut the mullet, got in shape, and is making better decisions. Malik Murphy has the best arm on the team and shined. And Arch is far more mobile than any Manning we have ever seen. Thoughts on the spring game, bro?
What stood out to me was Malik, man. Malik was the star of the spring game, dude. It was like, this is our first time seeing him throw a pass in the Texas Longhorn uniform. We and you have suggested it. We thought it that Malik was probably the most talented quarterback we had on the roster. I felt like he played and he threw the ball better than yours. I know you're going to argue with that because you told me that we discussed this after the game, but I feel like he's a better quarterback than yours at this point. I think what's going to happen is he's going to get caught up into the politics of the position. Because if you was watching that game when Manning came in, they gave the guy a standing ovation
for doing nothing.
He haven't done anything, and he looked like a freshman out there. This is the first time going up against college competition. Outside of that, man, I thought A.D. Mitchell, baller. Our receivers, man, we can go 4 or 5 deep easily. Our running backs look great. Blue, dude, he was looking like Bijan in some of those runs. Offensive line coming back. We got some experience there. Man, this is it, man. This is it. This is the best I felt. We're looking at a spring game, like coming out of a spring game as far as the players and the season. It just got me excited to put all this together for that game against Alabama. So, yeah, I like what I saw, bro. No doubt.
Yeah, same, man. Same. It was actually a fun watch. Most of the time, spring game be super boring, but it was a fun watch. Impressed with Jaden Blue. Arch looked like a freshman. He looked like a high school kid playing against some grown men, and looked like he's kind of tentative, kind of scared to make a mistake instead of like just trying to make a play. You're right. The receiver room looked deep. The running back room looked deep. Offensive line, we already know what it is. The quarterback room looks solid, man. I'm nervous about Malik leaving right now, but I was hype about Malik too, and yeah, I'll say what I told you after the game. You got to keep in mind he was going up against the twos, and yeah, some of those twos would be starting at a lot of other places, no doubt about it. But he was going up against twos, and Quinn was going up against the one. So we got to keep that in mind. But all our excitement leads me to this. RG3 is right. It's the deepest this team has been in a long time. This team looks very talented, very talented. So that leads me to this. Ain't no excuse. There's no excuse if Worthy gets hurt. Okay, ain't no excuse. You can't say, oh, he got hurt in week 5 and it just ruined our season and all our game plans. Can't say it. That's too much talent. Oh, Blue got hurt, so our season over. Nope. Quinn got hurt. Our season over. Nope. No excuses. So I really say the pressure is on Sark. You got to deliver, bro. You recruited. He recruited his tail off. He got the talent. Now, show us something. Show us. Just win.
No doubt.
No more excuses. Just win.
And I encourage anyone who haven't checked out that interview, the pivot interview with Sarkisian and Ryan Clark and Fred Taylor and those guys. It was a great interview. One of the things that stood out to me with that interview, one of the things that Sark said was, when he looked at this Texas team, it looked like his team. You know, when a coach says that tells me he has a lot of confidence in his team. And to me, when you have that type of confidence, and when you come out on a national podcast and say that this is my team, you basically putting the pressure on yourself. So I like that he's doing that. I feel like he do have some confidence in his team. So yeah, man, I don't see no reason why they shouldn't win the Big 12 championship, bro. When you got Baylor lose, TCU lost a lot of their starters. Baylor's kind of down. Like you're the up and coming team in the Big 12 this year. You should do what you should do this year. So yeah, I'm excited, bro.
Yeah, man, same. And we also got some other news.
10 honorable mention last year, led Minnesota in defensive line snaps with 545, had 56 tackles in his career. He's a guy that would be incredible.
Welcome to Austin, Texas. You know what it's about. I said, Shabba, can you help me out? I'm in the streets, I'm chasing money, baby. Trying to make it, but through it out, you won't daily. Always on my thoughts. I say I can treat you right, but you won't solve me down.
Yo, this dude's name is Trill, man. Where else should he be playing, bro? You tell me where else this kid should be playing.
I'm just shocked that he didn't start off in Texas. Guy's named Trill, man. That's a Texas word through and through, Trill.
Yo, yeah, that's pretty cool, man. So, yeah, we got some good news over the weekend if you're a Longhorn fan, which I know a lot of you are. So, like I said, it's good times on the 40 acres, man. Like Keith said, man, it's too much talent right now. It's too much talent. And Lou say Sark is the biggest question. That's it. The only caveat I would say is, I told you this earlier, Hits. If we putting up 49, 50 points a game and we don't go undefeated, then you can say, hey, what the defense, PK.
Hey, and we lost
Gary Patterson.
Gary Patterson. That might play a part.
So that's the only excuse they might have, and even that is still like, bro, Texas can't be giving up 50 points.
That's what I'm talking about, Lou. Come on here and hype it up, bro. Get on this hype train. We're going to the playoffs. See, Robbie trying to downplay it. He don't want to put himself out there. Man, you saw what we saw in this game, bro. You saw what you saw.
Hey, like the Cowboys, this team has burnt me before. So I gotta temper my enthusiasm just a little bit. I saw what you saw. That's why I said there's talent everywhere. There's talent at every position. We 2 or 3 deep. Maybe even 4 deep at some positions.
And just think
of kids that can start at other Power 5 teams.
Yeah. Yeah, we got dogs, man. Like these are dogs. They're not just, guys that, barely on the team. Now, these guys they gonna start. They gonna get playing time, You look at Anthony Hill on defense. Look at Anthony Hill. Anthony Hill was making plays, man. What's the kid from Westlake, the defensive end? He was getting pressure on the quarterback constantly.
Yep.
Did you see I don't know if the receivers are good or our secondary suck, because our secondary is getting burnt, bro. I don't know if that's a reason to pause, or is it just our offensive receiving room just that good? But no, they was getting toasted.
Yeah, it was a little bit of both, I would say. It was a little bit of both. Hopefully this turns into, you remember those teams that Vince Young was on, where in practice that would be the hardest team you go with all season was the team you played against in practice. So hopefully that's what's happening here. I hope. If not, yeah, it's gonna be a lot of them 51 to 48 games, and man, if that's how it goes this year, that'd be real disappointing.
No doubt.
But hey, that's it for Longhorns talk, man. But I got a question for you. You mentioned them Rangers, man. You mentioned them Rangers to start the show.
First place Rangers.
The first place Texas Rangers, and I don't know if you know this, bro. They are the number 2 team in the AL, dog. Second best record in the American League. And what this reminds me of, you remember back in the day, we didn't have a show, but I brought this up to you before when the Mavericks got Tyson Chandler, and it was that season where they ended up winning the championship. And I told you, man, I don't know, man, this just feels different, bro. Like this team just looked different. It feels different. And bro, these guys are hitting. The pitchers are going deep in games and not giving up runs. We got one of the lower ERAs in the league. Like we got top 10 ERA. Like, and the defense is getting played well behind them. It's really impressive, and it's timely hitting. So this team is really impressive, man. But I want to ask you what you think about their new uniforms.
You better remember what that sign say before you come down here.
What they call it, the mess.
Don't mess with Texas. Hey, see, I'm from Texas, where we should ride swangers and put diamonds in our necklace. Pour drink inside my lemonade till it look like a bitch. See, I come from the D where we got checks and we be flexing. If you ain't from my state, then you should know don't mess with Texas. Hey, this Texas tea is what I drink. South Walker had us dripping, South Happy, then on drink. Young Nasa had us jigging, dipping, ain't know how to think. Now I got all these step and swipe and catch the plays. Hey. Don't mess with Texas.
Hey, man, shout out to Big X, the plug out of Pleasant Grove, man. Pleasant Grove, Texas. Shout out Big X, plug.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shout out to the Texas Rangers media for that video. That was pretty dope. What you think of the new unis, man?
Yeah, like I say, I like those, man. Hey, I like the baby blue Rangers uniforms too. Rangers, they uniform game is on point.
Yeah, they're gonna pull these out every Friday home game. So yeah, they different, bro. They different. They kind of growing on me a little bit. I can maybe see myself rocking some of that gear though.
Yeah. What stood out to me with the Texas Rangers, man, of course, it's a long season, bro. It's a long season. Let me just start off by saying that. So I'm not going to get too hyped about the start. But when I saw them when they played the Astros, man, and they took 2 out of 3 games from the Astros, it's the way they beat the Astros too, bro. Like, they dominated them, dude. Like you don't do that to the Astros unless you're good. I don't care. You don't look up and beat the Astros like that. And they dominated them, bro. It was like I don't know, man. It kind of reminds you of that what was it, 2011, 2010?
2010, 2011.
Well, it just came out of nowhere, like surprised a lot of teams. So yeah, it's looking like that, man.
Yeah, man. They
just go back on a few. First of all, if you're watching the show, hit the like button, share, subscribe, all that. Just going back to a previous comment, Lou said that Cooks, the receivers, are true, and the D line look good. Yeah, Cooks is a nice receiver, man. He's a bigger Worthy. I like Cooks. I think in a couple of years, man, he's gonna be the real deal. Holyfield.
Yeah, no doubt. I think we might have quite a few first round picks on that offense, or maybe first, second round picks on that offense. But back to what you were saying about the Rangers. Yeah, they took 2 out of 3 in Houston. Then on Sunday Night Baseball, 9-1. Like you said, you can say what you want to say about who they play, because hey, they just swept Kansas City, and I think those 3 games, it was a 3-game sweep, and I think they outscored Kansas City something like 28-6 combined in all 3 games.
Didn't they sweep the Phillies too?
I think they took 2 out of 3 from the Phillies.
Yeah.
So they're making moves, man. They're doing their thing. Jacob deGrom is the truth. The pitching staff is balling.
Yeah, what was the guy that we got in 10 that took us to the World Series?
Cliff Lee.
Cliff Lee. He could be that guy. If you got a dominating pitcher like that, you can ride him all the way to the World Series.
Yeah, and the thing is, we ain't got to trade nobody to get him.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, in the minor leagues, we got dudes that's tearing it up in the minor leagues too.
Yeah, form system looking good.
It's looking real good right now. It's looking real good right now if you're a Rangers fan. But also this weekend though, that was Rangers talk, but it's still baseball. It was Jackie Robinson weekend in Major League Baseball. And famous quote from Jackie Robinson is, "I'm not concerned with you liking or disliking me. All I ask is that you respect me as a human being." This is a weekend everybody wears number 42. All the players wear number 42. And that's a legacy. That's a great legacy. I'm proud of Major League Baseball for, embracing it. And proud of the Dodgers for doing what they do.
Side note. Everybody, we all love Martin, the TV show, right? What was the apartment number Martin stayed in?
Was it 42?
42. And that was for Jackie Robinson.
That's what's up.
Side note.
That's a nice little something on the side there, man. That's what's up. Also, man, want to shout out the homeboy. He's from Highland Park. He's a Dodger. But it's not often anybody gets 200 wins in Major League Baseball anymore as a pitcher. So shout out to Clayton Kershaw for getting that 200th win. He was dealing the other night. So
Kershaw, my favorite pitcher. Not just he's a Dallas person, that kind of plays a part in it. But man, that dude breaking stuff is nasty. Kershaw breaking pitches are nasty. Still at this day, he damn near been pitching for 2 decades, and it still is not. You still can't hit him like that. So shout out to him, man. Shout out to him. Yeah, definitely a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, he might need to do like the NBA does and like have some rest on some scheduled starts. Sit some games out so he can be ready for the postseason. And one more thing for baseball, and it's another shout out to the Dodgers. Los Angeles Dodgers have re-signed outfielder Andrew Toles, who has schizophrenia and hasn't played since 2018, to give him access to the team's health insurance and mental health services. He's not expected to play for the Dodgers this season, but signing with the team will allow him to continue to receive treatment, including counseling, therapy, and medication. That's some real stuff, man. That's real, and I definitely applaud the Los Angeles Dodgers for that, because they don't have to.
Yeah. The NBA didn't do it for Delonte West, so.
There it is. So, yeah, that's what's up. Shout out to the Dodgers. Shout out to the Rangers. Keep on both of y'all keep doing what you're doing. Hey, no one made me happier than seeing Rangers Dodgers World Series.
Mm-hmm.
So what's up, Hits? What's up, man? Are you let me give y'all a little break, man. There's something I saw that I thought I really got a kick out of. You know, we looked at that failed proposal last week.
Mm-hmm.
And this is just something else, man. Let me know if y'all enjoy this or not. There was a hockey game between the fire department in New York City versus NYPD. And here's a quick highlight.
So we might have another one. Let's see.
Here we go. Nope.
Yep. Nope.
Oh, here we go.
It's John Pareto for FDNY.
Here we go, boys, versus Jimmy Hall.
Jimmy Hall, who helped ignite that brawl in 2014. Pareto for FDNY, Hall for the cops.
Whoa.
It's all Pareto right now.
Pareto comes in with the
John Pareto letting it loose. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Down goes Hall.
Wow.
John Pareto, the icing on the cake, and a flex for the 17,000 strong here on Long Island.
So if you couldn't tell them apart, that was the fire department knocking out the police department. And the comments had me rolling because they was like, yo, police ain't used to having people fighting back. Usually when they fighting somebody, they cut. Hey, that was just the comments. Those aren't my opinions. That's just stuff I saw that I thought was funny as hell.
Say, it wasn't no audio on that, but if there was a secret audio, and if you could hear the audio, what you heard the police saying was, "Stop resisting! Stop resisting!"
Yo, man, that was wild. That was wild. That's crazy that they do that every year. But
yeah,
there's so many fights, man. It was crazy. And hey, everybody loves the fire department. And I saw another comment that said, "You ain't heard no songs about F the fire department ever." And that's all I have to say about that.
Speaking of fights, I'm sure you have another one to talk about.
Oh yeah, yes. We gonna get to it. So hey, y'all want to talk a little bit of NBA before we head out of here? We can definitely do that. First, I got another video because we got to shout out our Dallas Mavericks.
Oh,
the
yes,
Cuban
indeed. The Dallas Mavericks. It's sinking.
Is that the Texas Bebo thing?
Yeah.
Who's that beside Mark Cuban?
Oh, man. Isn't that Tony?
JR
from no, really.
Hey,
IG Magini.
JR, that was one of the best TV shows of all
Dallas
time.
was,
Yo, they had Bevo on the boat with the with the Mavericks, man.
Crazy.
All right, man. So I know this what you've been waiting on, man. So yes, there was an issue. There was an altercation for the Kings against the Warriors. Everybody's seen it. Sabonis says when he fell, he was just protecting himself, and then he got stomped on. I don't know if you see what I see, but I see him grabbing on to Draymond Green's ankle and his foot, bro. You've played sports. You played football. I played football and basketball. If somebody on the ground holding my foot, what I'm supposed to do, bro? What I'm supposed to do here?
Well, you're supposed to get out of the hole, but you're not supposed to stump your foot in his chest. I feel like Draymond Green was no. Come on, Draymond. You didn't have to do that. Do you have the actual video?
Hey, here's what I got. Here's what I got, and it has the video in it. Check this out, fellas.
Being grabbed, but it's his reaction to being grabbed, which results in the flagrant 2. You can't just stomp on a guy's chest.
Actually, you can.
He had other options.
No.
He didn't have to.
It was excessive.
One bad play begets another.
One wasn't excessive.
Doesn't matter.
I'm not saying you're wrong.
I'm not going to sit up here and be a hypocrite. I did the same thing. I really would. Don't be grabbing me because what am I going to do? Like if I stay there and just try to run forward, I'll fall. You got to get them up off you. And if you're up off you and you're in the way, you might get stomped on. Was it a dirty play? Of course it was a dirty play.
But then just say that and leave it alone.
Hey, if you don't grab me, this won't happen.
You can't go, hey, man, you can't go around.
That's true. If he never grabbed them, that wouldn't happen. I would agree with that.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I do agree with that.
One bad play begets another bad play. That's it. Well, don't grab me.
But if I grab you and you hit me with a chair, it's excessive.
That's what I'm on. It was excessive. And I hear a lot of people like, whoa, why did they suspend him? They shouldn't have got suspended. You remember back in the day when the Mavs in the playoffs and Jason Terry punched the guy? Mm-hmm. He kind of swung up. It was Michael Finley.
He did. Jason Terry did. Boom, 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 boom.
But he was saying he was trying to get Michael Finley off of him. He had his nuts in his face.
He punched.
But he had his nuts in his face.
He punched him.
It was excessive. He could have pushed him off. He could have scooted up underneath him, get him away from him. But it was excessive. And he got suspended a game. Draymond Green, when you kick somebody in the chest, bro, whether it's an accident, whether it's you got its consequences come with that, bro. You can't just kick me in the chest. It was a good thing that the guy that was on the ground didn't get up and just start another Malice in the Palace. It could have been an all-out brawl, And I hear Shaquille O'Neal talking about, yeah, Shaq, you known for dropping dudes for nothing. Your opinion doesn't count.
Okay, so first, this Klay Thompson, he said, "What are you gonna do when someone grabs your foot?" When you're running full speed, yeah. The dudes that he's trying to take off and run, and somebody's grabbing his foot. You say, I'm not saying what Draymond did was right, but you can't just grab somebody's foot when they're trying to take off full sprint. That's his teammate. Of course, he's supposed to say that. But I don't have a quote, but I saw before we got on the show, Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard don't play for either one of these teams, and he was like, yeah, man. He kind of justified like, hey, I'm trying to take a step. And somebody's grabbing my foot, I can't help where my foot then lands. And I don't think he put all his weight on. If he put all his weight on Sabonis, I don't think Sabonis would be playing. Like if he really stomped him, it looked like he still kept most of his weight on his left foot. And he's just like, yo, get off of me. And it just happened to where it hit him right there.
If it was me on the ground.
Here's the thing. If it was anybody else, the issue with this is it was Draymond Green.
Yes.
That's the issue.
Yes.
And all the other stuff that he's done throughout his career. That's the issue. If it was anybody else, if Steph would have done it, he would have got kicked out the game, but I don't think he'd have got suspended. And I think the suspension was Draymond leaving the court because the commissioner of the NBA was there.
I was just going to say that. The commissioner was there.
That's the real issue. Is his past and the commissioner was there.
And he was routing up the crowd. It could have been a case where the crowd threw a beer at him, and it would have been another Malice in the Palace. And the commissioner did not want to see that. And they saw that at that point, man, he had to suspend him. You can't do that when the commissioner in the stands. Of course, he's looking at that.
You can't. And Lou says, C-Rob, you really believe Draymond didn't try to stomp on him? I don't think he tried. Again, I don't think he tried to hurt him. I think he was trying to. Have you ever had somebody grabbing onto your foot and you like, man, like get off of me? You played football. I know you have. I know you've had some offensive lineman on your foot. And you like, bro, get off of me.
That's the difference of saying get off of me. You pulling your foot off, but when you push it back, that's a karate kick. You stomping him.
Where is he supposed to step? He's supposed to hop on one leg to get away from this dude?
You could do more than stomp me in the chest. Because if it was me, this is the thing.
If you hold on to my foot.
If you stomp me in my chest, who's to say that I was holding on his foot because I didn't want to get stomped in the chest? I seen where you was going with it. So it's like, if you stomp me in my chest, I'm getting up. We fighting, bro. We fighting.
Hey, and hey, that's fine. And then once I knock you out, then I'm gonna be standing over you saying, bro, next time don't be holding on to my foot. Like you some little baby, like you a little kid or something.
Nah, man. he deserved to get suspended just because it's Draymond.
Let me ask you something. It's still Draymond. It's Draymond adjacent. This is probably Draymond's last season with the Warriors. Probably his last season with the Warriors. Would you take him on the Mavs?
Oh, yeah, Draymond, that guy. He's that guy.
He's one of those guys. Like, man, you hate him when he's on somebody else's team, but when he's on your team, you love him.
I think Draymond is he's the leader of that team.
He's the glue.
He's the heartbeat of that team. He's the temperature setter. You know, I feel like a real reason why I think Sacramento is going to get these guys because they underestimated them. And I think it was Draymond was the one that was saying it's kind of hard to get it. They had a quote saying, you know, if I'm playing LeBron, if I'm playing KD, it's easy to get up, but it's hard for me to get up for Sacramento. That's a quote he said. So yeah.
Lou says I'm gonna respond to that. Lou said when somebody's holding my leg, I pull it out.
That's what I said.
But here's my thing. Here's my thing though. If a 300-pound dude is holding your leg, he almost fell on your leg, and now he's just holding it.
You making excuses because Draymond Green.
I'm not sure you know 100% what you'll do. Is all I'm saying.
But you're making excuses because Draymond Green is not 300 pounds.
No. Sabonis is close to 300 pounds. That's what I'm saying. A 300.
He on a weaker leg. He's at a weaker position. He on his back. And the reason why you was able to stomp him.
A grown man should not be holding another man's leg on a basketball court.
Unless I feel like you finna kick me in the face.
He was running down the other way. Man. They had the ball. They ball. They could have had a fast break.
So it was no malice intent on Draymond's part, is what you're saying. It was nothing. It was nothing intentional about that.
I'm saying what Shaq said, and what Shaq said. Hey, one bad play deserves another. Do I think Draymond tried to hurt him? No, because if he really wanted to hurt him, he'd have stomped the crap out of him.
He stomped pretty good.
It's one of those things. I think it looked worse than it did, and I promise you, he embellished. On the floor. This dude's all rolling on the floor, and then at the end of the game, he's bumping chest with everybody and like, yeah, we got.
The only person can judge if it looked worse than it did is Sabonis.
And
that's the only person who can judge that.
Okay, I wish I had the quote. Sabonis was like, "Oh yeah, man, it's just basketball." You guys have made a bigger deal about it than Sabonis did.
Yeah, that is something a person who didn't get up and slap the hell out of him for doing that would say. Oh, it's just basketball. Because if he would have done that to me, I would have got him slapped the hell out of him, man. You don't stomp me while I'm on the ground. That's like even in fighting. If you fighting, you know, say you're in a fight, it's kind of an unsaid rule that if you drop a dude, you don't stomp him. That's coward. He on the ground. Wait till he get up. Then kick him. But you stomping him on the ground, that's a coward move, bro.
And then I want to say, respond to what you're saying. You know, this Sacramento team, it's a bad matchup for Golden State. It's just a bad matchup for them. Golden State is older now. The Kings are doing what the Warriors used to do to everybody else. Run them, make shots. And now Golden State they look really old right now. And the Kings look like young gunners. Like they ready. They're ready for the moment. And right now, it's only 2-0. You know, as Kobe would say, the job's not finished. Right now, it looks like the Warriors about to get swept. And it's gonna be the end of their dynasty.
They're not gonna get swept.
That's how it looks. Now, we'll see what happens when the series get back to San Francisco. We'll see what happens if they can play a good game without Draymond. You know, we'll see. Usually at home, the role players step up. So I expect that the Kings are going to get everything the Warriors got in Game 3.
Yeah. Lou said he wasn't running. Draymond was standing still.
He was getting ready to run, bro. They just got the ball was just getting moved. They were bad. They were trying to get rebounds. Both of them were. And Lou said Golden State is just not good on the road. They're a different team at home. No sweep. I'm saying that's. I agree with you. As I was just saying, the role players are going to play better at home. That's the expectation. That's the hope. And then you got to hope that the Kings players, their role players, play worse. In San Francisco. That if you're a Warriors fan, that's what you have to hope. But like I said, we've seen this before. It looked like I actually kind of looked like, you remember when the Mavericks played the Warriors back in 06, 07?
And they got swept.
Yeah, Mavericks were better. Like, Mavericks were a great team then. It was just a terrible matchup, man. And that happens sometimes. You get caught up in the matchup, you can do.
And Donnie Nelson knew Dirk. He knew that team. So
yeah. I mean, some things unavoidable, man. But these young dudes look ready, man. They look ready. They look impressed. That crowd, it's the same Sacramento crowd that we used to battle in the early 2000s, man, with them cowbells.
Cowbells, yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy up there. And hey, man, maybe this is just their time. At least this first round. And we'll see what happens next round. I think this league, this playoff is wide open.
No doubt.
I can't. It's dang near impossible to make a pick on who you expect to win. I mean, I guess the easiest choice would be Boston. But
hey, I can tell you this. If the Lakers finish up that series quick and they get rest, you don't want to see LeBron and Anthony Davis getting rest.
No,
because if they able to, say, man, hey, that won't be good, man.
Well, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, the Lakers did not take advantage of Ja Morant not playing tonight. So Memphis, he's even the series, but it's going back to LA. We'll see what happens. If the Lakers can get them in 5 or 6. It's an intrigue. Like the West, man. Every matchup is like intriguing as hell. Like Phoenix and the Clippers.
Yeah,
I don't know, but I'll tell you this, and I'm glad I brought that up. Man, somebody owe Westbrook an apology. Because this dude, he ain't been the most efficient offensive player. Defensively, he been all over the court. Defensively, him and Kawhi been locking up KD, been getting into Book. And I think I saw where he held KD and Book and CP3 to 6 points when he was guarding. That's playing some defense, bro. That's putting in some work. And you said don't nobody want to see LA. Don't nobody want to see either LA team if they make it past the first round.
I think a lot of that has with Westbrook. It's hard to play with LeBron, bro. You got to be special to play with LeBron.
You got to be able to shoot.
Yeah, and Westbrook is just he's balled out everywhere he went, except with the Lakers. Prior he was with Washington, right? Prior to the Lakers trade, and dude, he was balling there. So,
yeah, he was still getting triple double back then. Lou says, as a Laker fan, AD will get hurt at some point. Hell, he got hurt the first game, Lou.
Yeah, that dude is glass, bro. Glass.
No, you're not wrong about that, Lou. But like I said, I think the key for the Lakers, yes, is health. It's health, but you got to get them role players tonight. Didn't really come through for them. They didn't really come through. LeBron did what he could, but he can't do it by himself. Not anymore.
Keith said, "Come on, Lou, don't jinx it, man."
Hey, man, we all know it, dog. I don't know if this clip was real or not. I'm sure y'all seen it. AD is playing 2K with the Lakers. That's himself, and he got hurt on the video game.
I thought you were saying that AD was playing the video game and got hurt. Like he was actually
No, the video game version of himself got hurt while he was playing as himself. That was hilarious, bro. And he just looking like, oh, come on, man.
Yeah, that dude there, man.
Mr. Glass.
Could you imagine if he was healthy the whole time he was with LeBron? They won by 2 or 3 championships by now.
Yeah, things would definitely be different. And hey, since we on AD, let me ask you this. Assuming the Lakers don't make it out the first round, would you sign it? Would you do a sign and trade Kyrie for AD? And hey, guys, feel free to comment. Would y'all, we got a couple of Laker fans on here. Would y'all be willing to make that trade, the other way?
AD you don't know what you get with AD, man. When he's healthy, bro, he's dominant. But what's your best ability, bro?
It's availability. Availability, bro. And he lacks that ability.
He lacks it.
But hey, AD with Luka, that'd be something tough. If he could play, if they could both play like 60 games, that'd be something tough, bro. Lou coming through. All caps. We don't want Kyrie.
Hey, Lou is not a Kyrie fan, bro. We know he established that few shows back, bro. He don't like the Kyrie.
Hey, but LeBron does. I think LeBron would rather play with with Kyrie than AD.
LeBron pretty much the only one that can play with Kyrie, proving that he can.
It's facts. That's facts. Because, hey, Kyrie was in Boston with them young guns.
Wasn't able to get it done.
Yeah, couldn't get it done. He was in Brooklyn with KD and James Harden.
Couldn't get it done. He's
And
with
now
Luka. Can't get it done.
Woo-wee, man. But dude's talented as hell, man. Like, most nights, this dude might be the best player on the court.
Yeah, like Kyrie, I think will be great in a system that has like James Worthy, Cooper, Kareem Olajuwon.
What are you saying? He'd be best on the 80s on the Showtime Lakers. That's where that's his best fit.
Yeah, he'll fit in good with that team, man. Like Magic or something. But I don't know, man. I don't know about Kyrie, bro.
Lou said a young LeBron could play with Kyrie, so old LeBron can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I don't know. You did you answer? Would you make the trade?
He said hell no.
No, I'm saying would you?
Would I?
Magic fan.
I want to give the Kyrie Luka another year. If Kyrie's willing to stay and be happy. I want to give it one more year, man. I think that those guys can probably get it together. It's just going to take a little while. Because like I say, it's like bringing LeBron and Dwayne Wade together. They didn't start off great, bro. Like they had a losing record in the first 12 games, whatever. But I feel like just give it a little time. Maybe they can figure out who needs to do what at what point of the game. That's what I think the problem was with them. They just they didn't figure out themselves. Jason Kidd didn't know what to do. No, let him go into the offseason. And that to me is more of the issue with me is Jason Kidd. I don't think Jason Kidd can figure it out. I think if we had Rick, what's the guy name we had before him?
Yeah.
What was our coach?
Yeah.
Rick Carlisle. If we had Carlisle, I think Carlisle could figure it out, bro. I think Carlisle will go into the lab, scheme up some stuff that him and Luka can succeed at the same time. I don't know if Kidd is that guy, bro.
Yeah, I think just the Mavs in general, there's too much Luka butt kissing.
Yeah.
We can't change the offense. We got to have Luka dribbling the ball for 15 seconds. And then he makes a move and decides if we're going to shoot or pass instead of just having the offense just flow.
Yeah.
They're too scared to make a change. And what it's going to end up doing is going to end up costing us Kyrie and Luka.
And again, let's go back to what I proposed last week. If you feel that way, if you feel that it's going to cost us Kyrie and Luka at the end, if you feel that, Why not, man? You know what you can get for Luka at this point?
Bro, I hear you. And yes, you can get a lot for Luka, but the problem is if your coaching staff and your front office can't win with Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving, they're not going to win with anybody else either.
But Kyrie Irving, KD, and James Harden was able to win. It's like you gotta be on the perfect made up team. Like, what team could Luka Doncic go to that you think is okay? Oh, whoa, okay. That got the players for him, and
here's the thing. I can name quite a few teams because the main thing is it's got to be guys he can trust to make the plays. When you saw him play Eurobasket in the summertime, those guys on his team, I forgot what country he's from, but those guys on his team, Luka wasn't getting 30 points every night. He was getting about 14, 15 points and loading up on assists and rebounds because he trusted his guys to make freaking shots. That's what he needs. And that's what the Mavericks lack. Mavericks don't have guys that can make shots, guys. They don't have a bunch of guys that can create shots. And when they do, they ain't got guys that can play defense. Like, that's the thing. So I'll tell you, if you dropped Luka in on the Kings right now, what would that look like? Because he ain't got to get 30 every night for the Kings. He get about 22, 12, and 10 every night because he ain't dependent. They ain't leaning on him to do all the scoring.
But can the Mavericks change their roster to the Kings with Luka on there? That's the point.
Issue
you gave away too many assets.
Yeah, the issue with the Mavs is they got good too fast. Luka was too good. Usually when you're rebuilding, you get a few drafts to build it up. Like the Kings did. Like the Warriors did. You get a few drafts to build up. Getting the lottery a few times. The problem with the Mavericks is Luka was too good. They didn't get a chance to finish the rebuild. So now they're like, oh shoot, he's great. We need to just try to put some great players already around him instead of building organically.
But that's the thing. I don't know if Mark Cuban is the guy for that too, because if you remember when they had Dirk, they drafted Finley, right? No, they traded for Finley. They traded Kid for Finley, and they got Steve Nash. So they brought players around Dirk. It made it successful because Dirk started winning too. What, his second year he was in the playoffs, right? Third year.
I think third. But they grew it. They grew it.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is
the same night they drafted Dirk, they traded for Steve Nash.
There you go. But that's what I'm saying. It's like,
and Steve Nash was a backup point guard. He was a backing up Jason Kidd.
But maybe Steve Nash, maybe Jalen Brunson was Steve Nash. And we gave him up. That's why I say it's. I don't know if Cuban is the person that get us to where we need to be. Because back then, we had Donnie Nelson calling shots. So I think Cuban is calling a lot of shots these days.
I agree with you. I put a lot of the blame on Cuban. Put a lot of it on him because he thinks your owner should not be the smartest guy in your front office. He shouldn't be the smartest guy. He should be surrounding himself with smart guys.
Yeah.
Guys that know how to build teams. And I think he still hasn't done that. He got a shoe executive to be the GM. The co-GM is Michael Finley. Like, you got to get guys in there that this is what they do.
Yeah.
And they haven't done that yet. And they paying the price. They had that and they fired Donnie Nelson.
Yeah, Cuban runs the Mavericks like a business for real. Like,
yep,
it's business with him, no doubt. Like, he say, hey, let me go get, even with him hiring the new GM, he went and said, let me go and see which GM has the best relationships with players because it's hard for the Mavericks to get players in here. So he went and got this guy. But what Cuban need to figure out is why players don't want to come play for the Mavs. He need to figure it out. Maybe he's the reason. Maybe.
Well, right now, you would say yes, he is one of the reasons. And then also, unfortunately, Jason Kidd is too. There was an anonymous poll. Players were anonymous. They asked NBA players who's the coach they'd most like to play for, which was Greg Popovich. Who's the coach they'd least like to play for? And Jason Kidd was one of the most highest vote getters for a coach they'd least like to play for.
See.
That's a problem.
Say, bro, it's always been said great players don't make great coaches.
Yep.
Because great players are assholes.
Yep.
Most great people are assholes. Because you
Yep.
have to be somewhat of an asshole to be great. You got to stump on people. You got to talk down on people. You got to let them know that I'm greater than you and you ain't nothing. And so, yeah, sometimes that doesn't translate to a team game.
Yep. Agree 100%. Hey man, that was nice. That was cool how we got back on the Mavericks, man. Thanks, Draymond. Thanks for stomping on that man's chest.
No doubt.
And yeah, I'll take Draymond on our team next year. Yes. Can we have Kyrie and Draymond on the team next year? Please and thank you.
No doubt. Well, see, Rob, man, shoot, we way over an hour, bro, for this show. We had a few things to cover. You got anything in closing, my guy?
Hey man, just again, thanks for watching. Thanks for the comments, man. Y'all really help us, man, when y'all come in with the comments and everything, man. So appreciate y'all fellas for taking time out of y'all's night to join us. We definitely appreciate you. And like Hits and I say, hey, tell a friend to tell a friend. Like, help us keep growing this thing. We really appreciate you. Yeah, Larry Bird was the exception. He didn't have the stomach to keep going because he was still so frustrated with the players on his team that he's like, nah, I'm just going in the front office.
Yeah, he couldn't do it no more. Yeah, he couldn't do it.
Yep.
He didn't win a championship, so you can't really say that he did it. You got to win.
Yep.
Yeah, man, shout out to Lewis. Shout out to Keith. Shout out to Cool. Shout out to Big Mark. Shout out to Kennebrew, all the guys that come on the show and support us every week, man. We appreciate you, no doubt about it, man. And like I say, man, we're just trying to grow the show, man. If you can like post it on your social media, tell a friend, all that, we appreciate it. I know we got a couple of new listeners. We appreciate you also, and if you can share it, we'll love that. And with that being said, man, I am your guy, Jay Hits.
I'm C-Rob.
Remember, Black power is Black love. Peace out.
Peace.
Thank you for watching today's episode. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell. We'll see you next